Hey, everybody. Welcome to BizChicksTV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle and to build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We've got the digital diva in the house, Miss Terry Johnson, online everywhere from New York City here to bring us everything we need for social media and digital marketing.
Mhm.
So, we want to welcome everybody who's watching live on the replay. And let's get the party started. TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another day in BizChicksTV land. We're here every weekday bringing you different topics. And today is Digital Marketing for Business Day, I guess we could say, here on BizChicksTV. And
Mm-hmm.
we talk about digital marketing strategy, topics, tips, tools, everything to help you grow your business online. So this week, the topic is I'll bring it to last week. We were talking about making plans for success in 2022. So that's where we are this month. I'm not going to talk about, well, I might do a wrap up of 2021, but I really want to get a head start on 2022. So we're talking about planning. So this week we're talking about what are the keys, the essential things you need when you're looking to start your marketing plan, because you make a plan and it's not going to stay the same, right? It has to change
Yep.
because the world changed. Pandemic happened, threw everything upside down. So you cannot have the same plan that you had last year or even 6 months ago. So we need to think about some of the things we need to have, the things that are essential. Maybe you need to rework it or relook at it, or whatever you want, fresh eyes. So I was thinking about, and I really wanted to bring up, what are the questions that your plan has the answer. And it's like, who do we want to reach and how are we going to do it? And then this part of the planning process really piggybacks on yesterday's Biz Chick show about, all of the things that we need to do for success and everything. And one of them was write it down. So that was one of the things on the list. And that's really important. You have to write it down. It can't be in here because it's not going to happen.
Right.
Truly, truly, it's not going to happen if it's in here. It has to be on your phone. I was saying yesterday, an app I use is Asana, or you can voice record it, or you can use otter.ai. It's OTTER.ai. You find the tool that you want. I was even saying, get the notebooks from the 99-cent store, the little composition books, and paper. Yeah, paper and pen. Because if you don't have kids, if you have kids and you go school shopping, you buy those things, stacks of them, because they're like 5-10 cents. So you just, hey, I don't know how many we're going to need for the school year, get a bunch of them. So they're hanging around, grab one. But you have to write your plan down. It has to come out of here, and it has to go on paper or pen or digital, your choice. You decide how you want to do it. Now, the plan, I want to talk about this before we start talking about the keys. There's a difference between a marketing plan and a marketing strategy. Okay,
Oh,
they're not the same. Let's get that straight. It's not the same. The
plan versus
plan,
strategy.
mhm, the marketing plan is the house. It's the structure. It's the whole shebang. It's the how we going to get from A to B. And we're talking about 2022 this year. So how are you going to get from your goal, which is, where you want to go, where you want to end up, and you're here now today. So how do you get there? That's the plan. You're going to sit down and write all the what's, the why's, the how's. Now the strategies, let's get that right. So the strategy is one of the rooms in the house. It's just one of the things that you can use, and you're going to have several strategies within a plan. You can have more than one strategy in a plan. The strategy is the how. How are we going to do this? I want to grow my following by 20%. How are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to post more on Instagram. I'm going to go to Twitter and set up an account if I don't have it. I'm going to go that kind of thing. Those are strategies. That's not the plan. That's not the plan. The plan is I want to grow my business by 10% by the end of the year. That's just one of the things. But
Okay.
the strategy is part of the how, okay, well, we're gonna go here. We're gonna start a podcast. I'm gonna live stream. Those are strategies. That's not the
Got it.
plan. See?
I get
Good
that.
morning, Yolanda.
I get that. Thank you for
Right,
clarifying that too, because
right.
the plan is the big picture, growing your business by 10% or whatever your
Whatever
big
goal
picture
you
is.
set.
Then the strategy is how you're going to get to that plan. So
Yes.
one
How are you?
strategy is build my social media.
Yeah.
Um,
It could be build my social media. It could be I'm going to finally get on TikTok. I'm going
right.
to use Pinterest. I'm going to go on Clubhouse. Those are strategies. And you can have one and you can have many. See, but that's where you get, you got to do enough to where it doesn't overwhelm you, because nothing will get done if you do too many things. If you put too many eggs in that plan, you won't, any of them won't get done. You won't get to where you want to go.
Mm-mm.
Right, so that's why I wanted to start this out. Like, we're gonna start like just basic stuff, just, oh, this is the plan, and I gotta have it. And it doesn't have to be so structured as I need a PowerPoint, I needed this, I needed that. You can use your phone, it's available. There are apps. You can use, Fran has a composition notebook. You can use that, paper and pen, or both. I do both. But just make sure that the goal you want, what do I want to achieve in 2022? I want to grow by 20%. I want my business to grow. I want to see that bank account, the numbers go up by this much. That's the goal. But you got to write it down, and you got to have a plan. And you got to say, well, how am I going to do that? So we're going to talk about some of the key things you need to know in that plan. So first of all, we need to know the why. You need to know why you're doing it, because that's your guide. That's your North Star. That's the thing that keeps you going. And you see, I'm repeating this about keeping it going because life happens, things happen. You'll say, well, I didn't post today, or I didn't do this today, or I didn't make a podcast today, or live stream, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, guess what? Something might come up, right? And
Right.
it doesn't get done. So if you have your plan, whatever way you want to do it, if you do it digitally, with the Asana I mentioned yesterday, that you can set alarms, you can set due dates for things to pop up on your phone, and you remind you, oh, I got to put this, post out by this, or I got to do that. So you decide how you want to do it, because when you write it down, you got to remember to go back and check it. Go back and look at it. Don't just write it in your composition book or your notebook and put it to the side and it gathers dust. We don't want that, because you put a lot of work into it. All right, so you want to know the why. That means, what is your purpose? What do you want your customers to do? What do you want your clients to do? What do you want your followers to do? Depending on your goal. Depending on your goal, you have to know that. And then what are you offering? What are you selling? Is it a product? Is it a service? How does that relate to your audience? What should they get out of it? What messages do you want to send out online that gets them to come in? It's like fishing. What kind of lure you're gonna put on? You're gonna put a worm, or you're gonna put one of those plastic wiggly things, or you're gonna fly fish, or how? What you're gonna do? Because that's what's going to attract your audience. You have to attract the audience, because that's where your customers and clients come from. If you're not attracting anybody to come to you, hey, come on over, open house, whatever. If they're not coming in to look, how are they going to buy? So you got to attract them. So you got to know your what, you got to know your why. All of those things are important. It's like having a North Star and keeping you on track. Another thing is, okay, so we talked about who is your audience? Who do you want to track? Write down, and I always say write down one person and give them a name, male, female, non-binary, whatever you want to do, the age, what do they do? Are they working? What are this age range? I mean, not the age range, but the income range. Do they have kids? What are the things they like to do? So those things are called demographics and psychographics. Psychographics is the things that's in their mind. What are they thinking? How are they feeling? So you see, there's a lot of work in this plan. But this is the key. Once you make this plan, you don't have to redo it again unless it's like now we're at the end of 2021. We want a fresh start or we want something different for 2022. So you got to rewrite it or rewire it or tweak it. But once you do it, the hard part is over. Like I wrote it down. I know my person. I know the one person that I want to reach. And here's another thing. People go, well, why do you want to reach one person? Because it's easier to reach one person. You don't want to talk to everybody because you're not going to connect with everybody. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your customer. My mom used to say everybody ain't gonna like you. And
Mm-hmm.
you have to be okay with that. Be okay with that. I think that's a lot of the problem with business owners who do things online, social media, and nothing happens and it doesn't happen the way they want is because your expectations are too much. You want Kim Kardashian numbers, you're not going to get Kim Kardashian numbers unless you're Kim Kardashian. So be okay with who you are and say, hey, if I get 5 people today, I'm going to do some different things and get 10 people the next day or the next week or whenever you're, doing your posting or your online, your strategy. So you have to be okay with that it's not going to fall out of the sky and you're going to have 100 million followers. That's not happening. And it's okay to say it's not lower expect. I think people think it's lower expectations, but it's not. You want to have smaller numbers because they're concentrated. They're more likely to listen to you, follow you, get your message, buy your products, your services because they're invested because you're making a relationship with them online. So it's not about having 100 million followers and being, a celebrity or whatever. It's how can I make the message, the thing that I have to say, the why? How do I make that connect with the right people online? I think that's what we need to concentrate on. So the plan is going to help you with that. Okay. So is there any questions so far? Because I know I was throwing a lot of stuff in there.
Uh, Jerry says, thank you for the plan.
You're welcome, Jerry. You're
Right.
welcome.
This is good information because if you can sort this out, it's kind of like having a recipe. If you can see the steps, then
Hmm.
you're probably going to be more successful than if you are just kind of winging it, trying to look at somebody else's paper and
Yeah.
see what they're doing.
I'm glad you brought that up because we had Thanksgiving a few weeks ago, and I love to go online and see everybody that tries to make the dinner and they might they try to make the yams and there's a mac and cheese one, all that. And I remember somebody put up a post about, oh, my grandma made this way, and she didn't give me the recipe, or she's not here. I'm gonna wing it, and guess how that turned out?
Ooh,
I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna throw something in that's not. Here's another one. There's another meme. It wasn't this Thanksgiving. It was a couple Thanksgiving before, where there's a video of an aunt kind of berating or fussing at her niece because they put cream cheese in the mac and cheese. Something they put in the mac and cheese, and it didn't come out right. And then she say, don't experiment on Thanksgiving was what it came out to be. So that was the meme. Don't experiment on Thanksgiving means don't throw a monkey wrench in the plan. If
now
this is how we make the dish, the relatives are coming over expecting the dish, and you throw a monkey wrench in there, and people are like, what is this? This is not our usual.
right.
So you don't want that to happen. You don't
Mm-mm.
want that's when you're gonna make the plan and you're gonna stick to it. Now it's okay to tweak it or deviate, but not okay. I'm gonna throw something totally in there, like I'm gonna put raisins in there or something. We don't do that.
Uh, uh,
Don't do
no, 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 no. You don't. You
don't do that.
wait. You do that at another day. You do that the Saturday after or some other time when you
Hmm. Hmm.
practice. Yeah, you might want to have a practice session before you.
You don't you don't want to. It's a recipe for disaster. And it's a stressful time, the holidays, so you don't want to add on to that. So having a plan is like, okay, I know what I want to reach and what I know what I want to accomplish in 2022. Let me not wing it. Let me not fly by the seat of my pants and go, well, I heard so and so said go on TikTok. But what's the plan for TikTok? What's the That's where the strategy comes in.
And then I still think you have to study for the different strategies that you're going to use. You can't just,
Yes.
I'm just going to show
Yes.
up on TikTok, and then
Yes.
now you're standing in TikTok land and you're looking around.
And nothing's happening. And the part about it is that you get mad because you see everybody else, and this is the younger crowd, and some of the different generations are successful. We talked about old man Steve, but
Mhm.
you just can't say, well, I heard TikTok was a thing, let me go over there. Well, there's a culture to TikTok, there's a language, there's a way they do the video. So like Fran said, she's right, you have to study that land that you're going to. I always say, if you go into Rome or you go into Italy and you only know English but they speak Italian, so how are you going to communicate? You got to do some preparation first before you go. You have
Yep.
to learn or learn a little bit of phrase. Or there's apps now, wonderful apps for your phone that will translate things for you, but you still want to learn. You
Right.
want
'Cause,
to learn.
yeah, yeah. I got a real set of stones sitting there, and I got a access to it. I think I need to get in there and learn. I wanted to learn Spanish. I think I need to, but I need to take the time, make the time to learn the language.
Right.
And I need to make time to learn TikTok.
Right.
Now we do, like I know you say, get your digital real
Get
estate
it. Yeah.
over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Go get
Get it.
it and
But you don't.
and keep it as a holding place. But that's, if you're going to use it, then you got to go study it.
Right. Cause see,
Right.
you don't want to study it and then decide, okay, well, I'm going to TikTok and your brand name, which is important because you're a business. You don't want to be one thing on Instagram and another thing on TikTok because you got to explain it. But you want to make sure, if I'm Magnolia Bakery, I want to be Magnolia Bakery everywhere.
Right.
So before I get, I'm not sure about TikTok, but I'm gonna go over there and get my account, and it can stay there with nothing on it. Nobody's looking for you anyway. And then the other good thing about TikTok, you can play on it, and they have something called drafts.
Hmm.
Did everybody know that?
No, that's new.
I have tons of stuff in my drafts, and you get to play around with it, make little video. I'm like, I have videos going, what is this? And it's catching me saying that. I'm like, well, what the? And so I'm touching it, but it goes into drafts. I don't publish them.
I wish
So
they could
you
do
play
that on
around
all.
with it.
Yeah,
See?
all platforms should have that where you can
Yeah. So
play around
Instagram has drafts, but not for video. I think it's just for
for
posts. I think
posts.
it's just for posts in the feed.
Right.
They have a draft. Wait a minute. I think they do have a draft. I think they do have a draft area for reels. I think they do. Let me check real
Okay.
quick. But that's what you use. You use the draft area. You go in and say, hey, well, guess what's hot? And reels is coming up. Guess what's hot on Instagram? Doing reels. I'm not comfortable with doing it. But I believe there is a draft area. I'm trying to find it real quick. Reel. I believe I saw it. But there is a draft. So you want to use, yes. Okay, so when you go into reels and you play around with reels and you're doing a video and you're touching things, adding music, pointing, or whatever you want to do, adding text, when you hit the X on the top right, it says, do you want to save it as a draft? And I'll say yes. And it goes in my drafts and I can play around with it until I feel comfortable. So that's one of the things, in your plan that you want to make sure that you know where to go, because you don't need to be everywhere on social media as a business.
That is
You
true.
go
So true.
you go where your audience is, where your people hanging out. Do a
Hmm.
little research. Do a little research and see, this goes back to the demographics of, I'm saying, make that one person that you're talking to online. Where does that person hang out? Let me see. Oh, if she's a woman between the ages of 30, I'll say 34 to 55 or something like that, and she's in the crafting and all that other stuff, Pinterest. She's on Pinterest. She's not on Instagram. She might be as fun, but her main thing is going to be Pinterest and it's going to be Facebook. Definitely Facebook. We can't get away from that. But that's just one of the things you say, okay, well, I need to go over to Pinterest. I don't have an account. Let me go over there, make the account. And one thing about a business, if you're on Pinterest, you make it a business Pinterest account, not the personal. Because you
Right.
do make the personal, but you change it to business once you make the personal. Because you get analytics and you get other tools as a business that you need. It tells you, how is this post working? The things you're doing on Pinterest, are they working? And when you go into Pinterest, it'll pop right up in the business and tell you, who looked at what and how many pins and all of that good stuff. So that's another thing you might want to in your plan. Where does my one person hang out? That's where I need to be, not everywhere. If she's not on Twitter,
Don't be on Twitter.
don't worry about Twitter. Now, Twitter's a good research tool. I will give you that. But you don't have to have an account. You can go to Twitter on the desktop, and there's I think it's search.twitter.com, and you can search for anything you want. You don't have to have an account there. You don't have to
Right.
be a person there. But you want to use the information. That's another key. Use the information that's available. We're in the right time, especially internet and online. Yes, there's a lot of things that aren't free. We're getting less of the free apps and free things, but what's available, please use them. Please
Yep.
use them because they'll help you. They'll help you on the journey. And it's always a tweak. You can always tweak this, but you want to make the structure, you want to make the plan, concrete plans. Doesn't have to be a professional. I have to go to a professional that makes business plans. You do that if you want, if you're looking at getting a loan from a bank. Yes, they want certain things in a formal plan, but we're talking about your business plan for the next year. What do I want to accomplish? Write down that goal. What is it? Why? How? Who's the person I'm talking to? And that's going to get you on the road. That's going to get you started. Okay. Now there's more in this plan, so I'm going to talk about this some more when I talk about it at 9 a.m. on my channel, Terry Johnson Online. And you can go to I think we got a ticker for it, terryjohnsononline.live.
Let me look over here and see if she put something
I
over
think it's
here.
here.
Da, 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 da,
There it is.
da.
There it is.
Okay, cool. And be sure.
Also, you go if you're in the BizChick page or the BizChick group. There's a post there. I put the post there. You can join us there. So it's at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time, 12 noon. We're gonna talk about more of the plans, the essential things that need to go in your plan. I just feel like it's important to talk about it. It was just something that said, hey, we're going into a new year. Let's start it off right. Let's get off on the right foot. Because pandemic stuff has turned everything upside down. People don't know which way to turn, what's working, what's not. If you got your plan, that's your guidebook. That's your, the thing that's going to tell you I'm getting from here to there where I want to be. Okay.
So we have a why, we have the what, we have the who. Is there a number 4?
Let me bring up my notes. And okay, I said the why, the who. The budget. We need to talk about that, and also your accountability, which is checking up to make sure that you're on the right track. So, budget is a big part of it, which means the money that you have allocated to spend where, and if you need. And like I said before, if you're using free tools or if you want to go to a paid tool, that's all into your budget. Like you have to be mindful of how much time can I spend on it, or do I pay somebody to help me with it, or someone to do it all for me? Those are things that have to go in your plan also.
Okay, and I'm going to say this: be okay with paying for stuff.
Yes.
Be okay with paying for whatever you need. Get the tools that you need.
Yes.
reach out to TJ to help her so that she can help you with your plan and your strategy. Don't sit up there and rack your brain and pulling your hair because you don't know what to do.
Don't do that. I
Mm-mm.
got it. It's in here. Or I have it written down somewhere. Or I'll find it. If I don't have the answer, I'll go find it for you.
Right. And get with somebody that can help you. It's just like when you're going to get a personal trainer. Yeah, you know that you need to do some type of exercise,
Hmm.
but you don't
Hmm.
you're having the plan of what it is that you want, and you're like, okay,
Yep.
I need a plan. I need a strategy. I need somebody to help me with my
That's
work,
it.
my personal
That's a
fitness
good
strategy.
example of a personal trainer because that's one of the things, people in the new year, I want to lose weight, I want to get fit, but they don't know how. Well, you hired a personal trainer and it's not as expensive as you think it is. It sounds expensive, but if you get with the right person, they're going to say, first of all, they're going to ask you, what's your goal? What do you want to achieve? Because there's so many things in I want to get fit. And then they
Right.
say, okay, here's your plan because they went to school. Most personal trainers have gone to school for it. They studied. They know the ins and outs, so they can help you from derailing because it's easy. It's easy to stop doing it or get frustrated because something's not working the way that you want it, and that person
Hmm.
is your coach, your guide to say, hey, this stick with the plan. It's going to work. How do I know?
Right.
Because I know that kind of thing. So personal trainer is a great example.
That works.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dr. Tachi's in the house with us today.
Hey, Dr. Tachi.
Yes, thank
All
you so
right.
much. So, I was listening to somebody and they were like, because they were boxer, he's a boxer,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, you know, when you get in the ring, you're gonna get hit, right?
Yep.
This is part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you prepare
Right. You
for
train.
what's gonna happen. You okay? You're getting in the ring, you will get hit.
Yes.
You just need to hit back, or you just need to be be prepared.
Right. And then what if you get hit and it throws you off of your game or it gets you out of your head or whatever, the training will put your brain will say, wait a minute, let's get back and do this or do that because you trained your brain. You trained yourself to do that.
Right. And your trainer in your corner is going to tell you, okay,
Yep.
now get back in there. And this time, Bob, weave,
Mm-hmm.
move,
Mm-hmm.
stick, and move. Your
Yep.
trainer is going to help you through the parts that you feel are, oh my gosh.
I need help. And it's okay to say I need help. You just have to decide this is what I want to do. I don't know exactly how to get there, but I know somebody can help me, so I'm going to ask for help. And then you have to pay that person for their expertise and their time. That's how it works. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the results you want. And if you don't get the results you want, then there's somebody else that you may go to that says, "Hey, I saw where you went wrong here with this person or that strategy or that plan. I can fix it for you. This is where you're gonna go from here on out." And you say, "Thank you,"
Right.
but you gotta ask for the help. So just
And
plan.
and again, it goes back to studying, and we make it a little easier for you to find the help by having people like TJ here. You don't have to go swim through all the different people who are on the web and around the world, because a part of this community, we have somebody who can help us with our strategies.
Yep, that's it.
This is very good.
Okay. So we're gonna have more. We're gonna talk more on Terry Johnson Online. You can find me Terry Johnson Online live, Terry Johnson Online live, or the BizChick page or the BizChick group. You can go to those three places, and we can talk more. Bring your questions. Um, if you got more things you want to say, opinions, thoughts, comments, whatever, let's talk about it.
Right. And we got Dr. Tachi in the house today too, and all the way from Florida.
Yeah.
I forgot which beach, but I was going, anyway. But she's here in the house, and there, one strategy may be your video on YouTube or something, or your video presentations online. Well, she helps out with that. TJ helps you with the plan and a strategy, and then Dr. Tachi helps you get your presence online together with video
Be
and all of
more.
that. Be more and she has a really good class on Three Sisters. I'll let her tell you about that at another time. But just there are tools here to help you, whatever it is that you need.
Yeah.
In a safe place.
Exactly. And
Where
then don't forget the Biz Chicks doing things every weekday.
Yep.
So if
And
you
if
want to
you join us, we always got room for more. You just need to text biz to 33777 and go in there and set up your profile and stuff. We are here to help you.
Yes, definitely.
So we look forward to seeing you with TJ at the top of the hour. And let's go learn some more.
Yep, come on over. Bring me your questions, bring it, and we'll talk about it.
Yes, so this is the year for you to go to the front of your own line. So we'll see you we'll see you in about 30 minutes. With TJ.
Come on over.
Terry Johnson Online .live. We're gonna have some fun. We'll see you real soon.